Hello friends, welcome to Sales Heroes. My name is Raj and today we are going to discuss how can you increase your meetings and appointments. Many sales people come to me with this basic and fundamental problem that they are not able to fix meetings and appointments. If you are not able to fix meetings, it's a serious problem as a salesperson. And let's understand what is the repercussion of not getting meetings and appointments. If you don't get meetings, it leads directly to less activity. Less activity means less funnel, less opportunities. If you have less opportunities, it will result into less number of closures. And if you have less number of closures, you will not be able to meet your targets. You will not be able to achieve the objectives which are given to you. So we must address this problem because this is one of the fundamental issues and one of the first starting steps in the sales process. So let's understand what are the common mistakes and how can you as a salesperson adopt the best practices to get more and more meetings, more and more appointments. So let's begin. Every day I get a lot of calls from salespeople trying to sell me properties, trying to sell me credit cards, trying to sell me loans, etc., etc. And I really do not pay much attention to any of these calls. Most of these calls would end in the first 10 seconds itself. Why? The basic fundamental problem in the approach is they do not really add any value to my life, to my lifestyle. If you do not have a value proposition which can improve the life of the person whom you are calling, there is no engagement, there is no dialogue, there is no conversation that will happen. And that is what happens with most of the salespeople, that they are not able to get meetings and appointments. So what is the right way of making a cold call? Let's try and understand this and understand that how can we really add value to the person whom we are trying to approach. So step number 1, when we begin the cold calling process, the first step for us is to prepare a database. And this database should not be ad hoc. I mean, you do a search on Google, collect few names and you start calling. No. You must qualify that database. Whether this database consists of organizations which are your target segments or not. You can't just collect any data and start working on it. You got to qualify based on the offerings you have, based on the service offerings, based on the product offerings which you have. Qualify the data. Once you have chosen the organizations, the vertical segments which you really want to address, then you got to really identify the people you want to call in those organizations. And this is very important. You must have the right person whom you are trying to approach. You must know who would be the decision maker, who would be the person who can really influence the purchase process in that organization. So identify organization, identify the segments, identify the person. This is your step number 1. Once you have done this activity, the second activity is to do some research about the organizations, about the vertical segments, what are the issues in these segments, what kind of challenges the companies are facing in these kind of vertical segments, what kind of problems a particular organization is going through. And this is important to initiate a dialogue, to create a value proposition. If you do not understand what are the problems before calling a person, how will you have the value proposition created? So it's important that we understand the issues, the challenges in those organizations, in those vertical segments, and finally it has to be a person whom you are going to call, not an organization. So it's very important to understand about the person also whom you are planning to call. Do a research on his profile or her profile. Understand his qualifications, understand his experience, understand from which organization he has come, what has been his past experience or her past experience, what kind of solutions have been implemented in the past, what kind of solutions he or she would be looking for his or her organization. Have a high level of understanding about the profile of the person you wish to call. These are really basic building blocks of any cold calling process. Once you have done this, the third step in this process is, what is your objective? Define your objective of the call. Many a times people do not know what is the objective. What do we really want to achieve out of this call? Do you really want to have an appointment out of this call? Or you want to make an introduction about your organization? Or there is some other objective you have defined. Maybe you want to invite a person for some event or any other activity. So be clear in what is your objective of this cold call. Once you have defined the objective, you must have backup plans ready, as you will have objections. During the 30 seconds call, I call it golden 30 seconds, golden 30 seconds. In these golden 30 seconds, if you get all the time, you will also face objections. And you must have your plan B, plan C, plan D ready on how will you manage the call, how will you manage the engagement and conversation with the person on other side in case there is or there are objections. So understand, friends, it is important to be prepared, have a planned approach. So have your plans B, plan C and plan D or even plan E ready with you. Next step. Once you have done this, you got to begin the call. So what is important? The golden 30 seconds can be divided into 10 seconds and 20 seconds. Now the first 10 seconds are very, very crucial. How do you really address the person when you begin the call? Do you address the person as sir or ma'am, or you address the person as name, Mr. so and so, Miss so and so, etc. My suggestion here is you must address the person by name and not as sir or ma'am. Why? When you address a person as sir or ma'am, you are giving by yourself a message that you are a junior person. You are not at the same level as the other side. And by doing so, you have put the person on other side at a higher level. He or she can command, you cannot. You should be at par. So you must begin a call by name, addressing the person by name. Hence, you put yourself at the same level. You get respect. You are at the same thought process. The other person creates a perception about you that you are not somebody who is calling for making a sales. You are at the same level. So that is very important to begin a sales cold call. Always address the person by name. The next step, again, very crucial, take permission. When you call somebody, hello Mr. So-and-so, this is Raj from ABC company. Can I take 2 minutes of your time? Or is it the right time to speak to you? And at this moment, you are going to get the very first objection. And this objection is, I am busy. Can you call me sometime else? What is it regarding? All these objections would come, and you must have your plan B or plan C ready. How do you really take care of this? Yes, Mr. So-and-so, I appreciate your time. I value your time. Can I call you today evening at 3 p.m., 4 p.m.? Can I call you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.? Does it work for you? So by doing so, you are making a proposition and you are not waiting for that person to say, call me some other time. There is no some other time. Please understand, there is no some other time. You got to close. You got to really nail down the time of your call in case you get an objection. Don't leave it open. Next step. Suppose you get your next 20 seconds or you get your golden 30 seconds to begin the call. Don't waste these 30 seconds by making a sales pitch. You got to utilize this time. It is very important. Take 10 seconds to give a high level introduction of you, yourself and your organization and what you really deliver. Create an impression, create a perception through your talks that you are here to help them. You must be very confident in your communication. If you start fumbling, you lose it there and then itself. So you must be thoroughly prepared. You must be very confident. And you must be very, very sensible in communicating what you are really communicating. You must control your thought process. It should give a perception. It should give an impression that you are here to help them. These 20 seconds, rest of the 20 seconds is your storyline. The storyline that creates an expectation that, oh yes, this organization understands. He is not a, or she is not a salesperson. They are here to help me. They want to improve the quality of my life. They want to improve the way I work or my organization operates. Seek an appointment for a face-to-face meeting. That should be the objective of your call so that you get ample time to present your solution, to present your capabilities. Seek an appointment. And how do you seek an appointment? Once you create that storyline, once you present that storyline that yes, Mr. So-and-so, we deliver these solutions and we have done it in the past for so many organizations similar to your type of organizations, and they have really reached a lot of productivity gains, lot of cost savings, etc., etc. And I would like to present the same to you so that your organization can also get benefits from these solutions. How about meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. for maybe half an hour? How about meeting day after tomorrow? If you get any objection, which I'm sure you will get at this point, you've got to propose. Again, don't ask, when can I meet? Propose. Propose a date and time. Don't leave it open-ended. A person cannot be busy forever. Propose a date and time. How about catching up tomorrow? How about catching up next Monday at 10 a.m.? Does it suit you? Can I block your calendar now? Close it. Don't ever leave the communication open-ended. Very, very important. And once you have done this, you have the meeting in your pocket. And once you have the meeting in your pocket, don't let that meeting, a face-to-face appointment, go waste. Always ensure that you take along with you the best of the resources, the best of the people in the company who can really make a significant pitch, create an impression, create a perception that you and your organization is what he has been waiting for, and you can deliver the solution which they have been looking for. And once you follow these steps, you will start getting meetings, you will start getting appointments, you will have more funnel, you will have more opportunities. Once you have more opportunities, your closure rate will increase, your targets will be fulfilled much earlier in the sales process, and you will emerge as a sales hero. So friends, I hope this was useful to you. I appreciate your time. If you like these videos, I request subscribe to my channel and like the video on my channel. I would see you again very soon in the next episode, in the next video. Happy selling.